Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about some Space Marine 2 news regarding Techmarine feedback and potential changes in Patch 12, alongside the expected release date for the new class and operation. Now we'll also be talking about some of Saber's comments on the new Champion Pack customization coming to the Techmarine update, and some planned gameplay features on top of new details on the Kakarodone's cosmetic pack. So the first thing we'll talk about here is, when does the Techmarine actually come out? Well, the public test server just wrapped up a little over a week ago, and Saber did actually talk about some planned changes for the class, but as far as the release date is concerned, Saber has stated multiple times that the intended release date for patch 12 is the end of February. They also recently reiterated this in an official announcement, so there you have it. Expect the release of Techmarine and the rest of patch 12 in a couple of weeks. Saber's community manager also said they will be giving us an exact date in a few days, but to be honest, it is only a couple weeks away, and I expect this patch to release on February 24th or the 26th, since they usually like dropping major updates on a Tuesday or Thursday. But let me know what you guys think about the release date. I don't think 2 weeks is a big wait at all, but I know some people are dying to play the new update as soon as possible, so I'm curious what your thoughts are. Now, as far as feedback for the Techmarine is concerned, a lot of players, myself included, found the Techmarine to be really fun, but also on the weaker side, with some strange perk decisions and lack of survivability. Now, Saber has actually come out and commented about the feedback for Techmarine and some of the intended changes for this class and other classes like the Assault. One of the community managers said the biggest thing they noticed is that people do not find the perk tree of the Techmarine particularly engaging, and that things like the Tarantula Sentry turrets, while strong, are often poorly placed around the mission, making it a bit harder for a lot of players to actually make good use out of the sentry guns, even though the sentry guns were very strong on the public test server. Though they did also comment that things like the Assault's new perk, Strong Strike, are considered a great addition by them, so I wouldn't expect any major changes to that outside of a few bug fixes. Now, Saber did also say we should not expect any massive changes to Techmarine immediately at launch, especially with the perk tree, because perk changes do take time. But even with that being said, I would still expect them to make at least a few changes to the actual perk tree, since some things were definitely lackluster with the PTS version of the Techmarine. One other thing they mentioned regarding feedback on the Techmarine, however, was the complete lack of Tarantula Sentry guns in siege mode during the PTS. Saber said this is actually intentional, and they are supposed to be purchasable later at the requisition terminal, kind of like a Dreadnought. Now, we don't know if this will come out with the official patch 12 launch or with the new siege mode map later this year, but if the sentry guns are even remotely as powerful as they were in the PTS, they will be a better option in siege mode than the Dreadnought, because those things completely wipe out hordes all on their own in the public test server. I have also never seen a Tarantula sentry gun actually die on the public test server, so I assume that their HP is going to get reduced as well in the official launch, but we'll see what they do with that regarding balance. But let me know what you guys think about these sentry guns and potential Techmarine changes. I know not everybody has had access to the public test server, as it was exclusively on PC, but I was a big fan of these turrets, and I think that they, alongside the burn servo gun, kind of carried the entire class. Now, the next thing we'll be talking about here are upcoming cosmetics in patch 12. Saber did release some Kakarodone's cosmetic images recently, and this new chapter pack does look pretty damn cool. This is also alongside them telling us the Kakarodone's cosmetic pack will not have its own heraldry section and will instead be limited to armor pieces in this patch. This does make sense though, because this is not a pack for successor chapters, it's a customization pack for a single successor chapter, so having its own heraldry section would make a lot of sense anyways. And on top of us getting Kakarodone's info, we also have confirmation that the new chapter head and voice pack DLC will be priced at $5. This was a fairly controversial DLC in Space Marine 2's community, but $5 is a pretty fair price in my opinion. Space Marine 2 hasn't ever had a single DLC that goes beyond $8 anyways, so this is the same as a chapter cosmetic pack, which really isn't that bad. But let me know how you guys feel about a $5 price tag for these voice lines and heads. The current chapters we're getting in this are the Space Wolves, Black Templars, and Blood Angels, and you will be able to use the heads and voices independently, so that's a pretty cool option there. We did also recently get a leak that there will be another chapter pack in the future featuring a Raven Guard head and voice lines, plus the fact that we already had data mines for a White Scars DLC head in the past, so I imagine those will both be part of an upcoming pack. Personally, I'm looking forward to these, and I'm happy the game is giving us options beyond just color and armor changes to properly rep chapters beyond Ultramarines, because Space Marine 2 is a pretty Ultramarine coded game in general. And speaking of cosmetics, we are also getting brand new Twitch drop cosmetics with patch 12. Now, we don't know exactly what these will be yet, but Saber did give us a hint saying we will be getting a brand new chest piece and purple cosmetic, which could be a weapon skin. And they also confirmed that we will also be getting some currency as part of the drop campaign. Presumably, this will be accolades, as requisition points are already really easy to get in Space Marine 2, so we kind of dumb we got those like a drop option. Now, the previous Twitch drop Aquila chest piece is one of my favorites and the community's favorites, and the Porphyr Shield weapon skins have been largely disliked by the community at large, so I'm pretty excited to get some actual armor pieces this time around. All you have to do to actually unlock these is watch a Twitch streamer with drops enabled playing Space Marine 2 with your pros account linked. Now, I will be streaming Techmarine on the launch of patch 12 on Twitch. If you want to get your drops, I will be live during the official release if that interests you. Though keep in mind that all Twitch drop and community event rewards do eventually come to the Heroic store, where you will be able to purchase them with requisition points, so don't feel too bad if you miss out on any of them. Now, one other cosmetic thing that somebody actually asked Saber is if we'll ever get Bulwark Banner Champion Pack customization without having to equip the full champion skin. Saber did respond saying that while this is not a priority for this update, it is possible in the future. I expect we'll probably see this eventually because Saber is expanding the previous selection of champion skin cosmetic swapping options every patch, including this one. Patch 12 will also include some additional champion pack options independent of the brand new Raven Guard pack, with stuff like the Dark Angel's robes actually being an option on the Bulwark's chest piece, so hopefully we can see this as well in a future update. And on the topic of future updates, a lot of people have been asking if there are any planned classes after the launch of Techmarine. Now, new classes and horde shooters are usually very popular additions as they open up entirely new gameplay opportunities and change team comp dynamics significantly. Now, Saber did actually respond to this, saying that at the moment there are no planned new classes post Techmarine, but we should wait and see how Techmarine launches before confirming other class options in the first place. This makes a lot of sense to me, as Saber is likely testing the water here to see how well the Techmarine update actually does before they dedicate resources to other post-launch classes. Now, in my opinion, Techmarine will be this game's biggest update, and most players will respond very positively to this class's gameplay loop, even if they might have some issues with the actual power level of the class. Saber even commented on the potential of a Librarian Psyker class previously, stating that at the moment there are no plans for a Librarian class, since they don't intend to add psychic powers to Space Marine 2 at all. And while I think a caster type class would fit the current class archetypes very well, a librarian would be very hard to actually implement, as they are usually among the most powerful members of a chapter and significantly power creep most standard Primaris. I really wouldn't expect us to ever see a librarian in Space Marine 2, as that is far more likely to be implemented into Space Marine 3 as either a launch or post-launch class. Now, a class we might actually see, however, is a chaplain, because Saber's community director did previously state that he really wanted a chaplain class in the game, and there was a lot of back and forth regarding this or classes like Techmarine. I imagine the main reason they settled on the Techmarine is because Adeptus Mechanicus are a very popular faction in 40k, so from a resources perspective, it was probably an easier sell to them than a chaplain class, which, while very cool, is a bit more niche than praising the Omnisaya for a lot of players. Though if the Techmarine launch is a major hit like I expect it will be, and they do greenlight a new class to be added to the game, then I would highly expect that Chaplain is the next one we'll be getting. But let me know which class you guys like to see added to Space Marine 2 next. I know the Saber confirmation that they are not working on a Librarian at all might be disappointing to some, but there are still tons of other options like a Justiciar or even an Apothecary. And the game is likely going to go on sale again very soon with the Techmarine update, and this update will also be a free update. So if you have the game on the Game Pass or you're purchasing the game on sale with no DLC, you will still be able to access the new Techmarine class and all the other gameplay content that has been added since launch. But that is pretty much all the news I wanted to cover today. Let me know how you guys feel about the upcoming Techmarine launch, if you're excited for the new cosmetic DLC. I also want to say a special thanks to my channel members. You guys help me make guides and keep the channel alive. And if you want to catch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me live here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description alongside a link to my community Discord. And as always, if you like content like this, subscribe for more, and thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye.